Right. So in last class we discussed all those things. Fuel supply, right? And how the fuel will be supplied in SI engine, and how the fuel will be supplied in CI engine, that is in diesel engines, and how the mixture, what is stoichiometric mixture, and what is the value for SI engine, that is for petrol engine, and what is lean mixture, what is rich mixture. So stoichiometric air fuel ratio, you can see it is 15:1. Strictly speaking, it is 15.6:1 actually. Chemically corrected air fuel ratio, it is 15.6:1, and this will be more for diesel engine. Right. Today we'll discuss about carburetor. So carburetor is a device that mixes petrol with the air in correct proportions and supply to the combustion chamber in the right time. Okay, and what it will do, the carburetor will atomizes the fuel and vaporizes the fuel. Atomizing means it is the breaking of a fuel into small tiny droplets, right? And that is the atomization. Whereas coming to vaporization, mixing of those droplets with air, mixing of those droplets with the air so that it will become vapor form, mist form will be there, right? It is a vapor form, or it will be in the form of mist. Okay, vaporizes the petrol in correct proportions with the air as required by the engine. Suppose if the engine required rich mixture, then at that time air should be less and this petrol should be more. If the engine requires lean mixture, then air should be more, petrol should be, that should be taken care by the carburetor. Okay, right. The basic working of carburetor is, so any carburetor, if you see, it should consist choke and throttle valve and float chamber, and jet should be there. This is the jet. This is it, right? Now, so this is the choke in the off position. Okay, so by default there is no restriction for the passage of the air. The moment you operate the choke by engaging the lever, then this will become horizontal. Therefore, only less amount of space is available for the air to enter, like this. If you operate the choke, it will become horizontal and the air will enter through this passage. Very small area is available for the air, means there will be restriction, right? So when less air is admitted, in order to balance the air fuel ratio, more amount of fuel will be admitted, right? So it works basically a venturi. The principle is venturi. If you see from here to here the area is decreasing, from here to here the area is increasing, like this. This is the normal venturi meter, right? Now usually you will study in fluid dynamics. Venturi meter, it is a device which is used to measure the discharge of the fluid, right? Now, so in order to measure the rate of flow, in order to measure the discharge, basically venturi meters are used, right? Now it works on the principle of pressure difference, right? So this is the inlet section, and this is called inlet of the venturi, and this portion is throat where the area is minimum, and this is the outlet, right? We can say this is converging passage and this is the diverging passage. Okay, right. If you see from inlet to throat, what happened, the area is decreasing. Once the area decreases, what happens to the velocity? Velocity is increased and pressure will be decreased, right? Now the same principle over here, right? So when the air is passing through this venturi section, right, this is the middle of this. When the air is passing to through this point, what will happen? Due to the decrease in its area, the velocity of the air is increased and pressure is decreased. And over the float chamber, right, the main purpose of this float chamber is to maintain the fuel, at the right at the correct level, right? And always care should be taken that the opening of this jet should be always away up sorry, the opening of the jet should be somewhat above the level of the petrol in the float tank, right? So this much amount of height, let us say this is almost 1 to 2 mm height, right? Suppose if the level of the petrol in the float chamber is higher than this level, then what will happen? Without any pressure difference, the petrol will be flowing into the carburetor, right? Now due to the gravity difference. But here the opening is provided at the top of the level of the petrol, right? So the distance may be the 1 to 2 mm height above the level of the petrol. Now, once so here the vacuum is created due to the venturing, due to the decrease in the pressure. Due to this, what will happen here over this petrol, because it is the atmospheric pressure, it is P atmosphere, but here inside carburetor the pressure is less than atmosphere, therefore the petrol will be sucked into the carburetor. Already the air is under high velocity, this petrol will be mixed with the air and it will become vaporized, right now. Right, so now you can see this is the throttle valve, it is the disc shape one. Okay, it is a disc shape one, circular one. Okay, right, so by default there will be a little opening between the walls of the carburetor and the throttle valve. So through this opening the air fuel mixture will enter into the engine cylinder, right? Suppose if you throttle, if you accelerate more, what will happen? So here it is a hinge over here, right? So what will happen? It will start rotating like this, so that there will be the gap between the throttle valve and the valve of the carburetor is keep on increasing. Therefore, more amount of fuel will be admitted if you operate the throttle valve. Right, this is a simple carburetor, and you can see this is the float. We can say it is the bob, right? So how it will work? Let us say if you see water coolers, right? If you see water coolers from the back, we will supply the water connection through the pipes, and inside if you see there will be a bulb. This is the bulb, right now. So what is the purpose of this bulb? Whenever the water level inside the tank will reach to the required position, automatically this bulb will be lifted. Therefore there will be needle over here, it will close the passage. How many of you seen this arrangement? Even you can see in our toilets in the flush boxes, same arrangement will be there. Means if the bulb will be used to cut off the supply of the water automatically. When the water is reached to the required level, then it will be stopped automatically. Okay, right. So there's the same principle over here. This is the needle. So once the fuel in the fuel tank, a float tank is up to the mark, then automatically this bulb will be raised and this needle will be closed the passage of the petrol. Therefore, right, the petrol will be maintained at the constant level. Suppose if the level of the petrol is decreased, then this bulb will go down and this needle will be move downward direction. Therefore, there is no restriction for the movement of the petrol. Therefore, petrol will be entered into the float chamber. Okay, right. That is our use of the bulb and the needle. And we can, I already told this is the level, and this level will be certain height, right? That 2 to 3 mm height will be maintained, right? And this is the air, right? This is the air is entering into the carburetor, and we can see here this is a Venturi cross section, convergent, again thrust, again divergent process, right? So when the air is here, what will happen within this portion? Within this portion, air plus petrol will be mixed. Okay, now so again during divergent portion, what will happen to the velocity? What happens to the now the
Decreases.
decreases, right? Velocity will decrease and the pressure will increase. Therefore, thorough mixing of air and petrol will take place during this passage, and this air fuel mixture you can see between the wall of the carburetor and this throttle wall, the air fuel mixture is entering into the, from here it will go to the engine cylinder. Right now this air is entering from the top. Okay, this is the simple carburetor. So there are so many drawbacks of the simple carburetor. Okay, we will see. Right. So the main principle is Venturi principle. Okay, as I told, the pressure at one is higher than the pressure at 2. Okay, so this difference of pressure, there. So in order to basically in order to measure the discharge here, this difference of pressure, right now. So we will use the formula to measure the discharge, right? Anyone? Maybe I think diploma people can. A1 A2 under root 2 into G into H by square root A1 square minus A2 square, where A1 is the area of the venturi at inlet, A2 is the area of the venturi at the throat, and H is the difference of the pressure, right now. Again H is it's not a pressure, it is pressure head. It is pressure head, right? H is the pressure head. I think I discussed while discussing thermodynamics. P is the pressure. P is the pressure, right? So P is equals to rho into G into H. This is the relation between pressure and pressure head. Pressure will be in bar or Newton per meter square, whereas pressure head will be in meter. Okay. So, okay. Anyhow, you will study in hydraulics also. I already told, I remember in while discussing thermodynamics. Okay. This is the head of the pressure difference. Okay. Right. This is that is a Venturi principle. Right. So simple carburetor consists of Venturi as well as the fuel jet, and for maintaining the level of the fuel in the jet we are using float chamber. Okay, and a throttle valve in the form of the circular metal disc mounted on the spindle and is controlled by it, and it is provided for controlling the air fuel mixture to the intake manifold of the engine. A rotary type valve can also be used instead of disc type. He is talking about the throttle valve. Throttle valve controls the supply of the air fuel mixture that is entering into the engine cylinder, and the level of fuel is just kept slightly below the top of the jet to prevent the leakage. As I told, inside the float chamber the level of petrol will be below the opening of the jet. Okay, that is usually 1.5 mm difference is kept between the top of the jet and the surface of the fuel in the float chamber. And a needle valve, what it will, it controls the passage of the petrol from the fuel pump. Okay, when the air begins to flow past the jet, what will happen? A low pressure zone is created due to the decrease in the pressure. Low pressure zone is created in the Venturi because of its increasing its velocity, right? And the fuel begins to rise because of the difference in the air pressure on the fuel, which is equal to the pressure of the atmosphere, right? On the fuel, what is the pressure? Pressure of the atmosphere. At the Venturi, inside a Venturi, the pressure is below the atmosphere. Therefore, due to this pressure difference, what will happen? The fuel will be admitted into the carburetor through the jet, and a minute petrol particles present a large surface area being exposed to the airstream. The fuel is not completely vaporized. I told yesterday, the fuel will not completely vaporize in the carburetor. Some of the fuel will be vaporized during the compression stroke of the engine. Okay, so 100% of vaporization will not take place in the carburetor, and the partial maybe 70 to 80% may be taking place. The remaining partial amount will be taken care by the compression stroke of the engine, and the choke valve controls the flow of air fuel mixture into the carburetor. Sorry, only air. Sorry, choke valve, right? Choke valve is used to, what will happen if you operate the choke valve? Then the rich mixture will be supplied to the engine. That is the reason during the cold start we will operate the choke. If you operate the choke, more petrol and less air will be supplied to the engine cylinder. Thereby, the starting will become easy, right? So no, that is the reason. Not only in cold times, any time before starting the engine daily, if you operate the choke, then your engine will be healthy. Okay. Right. So what are the drawbacks of the simple carburetor? Right. So if you see, we are using only one jet. Okay. So therefore, what will happen? This simple carburetor is suitable if you are running at one particular speed and load. But in real time, is it is possible to maintain that speed and load constant? No, it's not possible, right? So that is the main problem with the simple carburetor, because we have only one jet. Okay, it will supply constant amount of petrol. It will supply constant quantity of petrol. Therefore, if you set for one particular quantity, right, we can adjust the flow, but for that particular flow, it is it is useful for particular speed and load. Okay, na? Suppose let us say you adjusted the jet for the more amount of petrol, but if you are moving under low speed, then more amount of fuel will be wasted, more amount of power will be wasted, right? Means it cannot control the air fuel mixture. Means the simple carburetor cannot control the air fuel mixture. Therefore, whatever the speed and load you adjusted, it will be constant for that, right? And the nozzle and venturi sizes then can be set once, and the carburetor will then work satisfactory at that particular and speed. Means it is meant for only single speed one. Okay, but in actual practice, the engine has to run at different speeds and loads ranging from lowest to the highest. Therefore, certain irregularities creep in the function of the simple carburetor. That is the main drawback. Okay, so the main basic defect is, right, the carburetor is designed to work at high speeds at full throttle. High speeds at full throttle. It will not work at low speeds and part throttle. Means if you adjust the carburetor jet for high speed, it will work for high speed only, and it will not work for the low speed and part throttle, partial throttle operations, right? The reason being, The later case, right, means in pot throttle, what will happen? Suppose if you adjusted, means what will happen? For high speeds, the diameter of the jet will be increased. The size of the jet will be more, right? And the jet will be placed in the venturi. The jet will be placed in the venturi, right? And whatever the air is entering, it is creating vacuum. Whatever the air is entering, it will create vacuum, right now. So therefore, what will happen? Due to the increase in the diameter of the jet, whatever the pressure difference created is not in a position to suck the petrol from the jet, right? So whatever the pressure difference we are creating, it is not in a position to suck the petrol from the jet. Okay, that is the thing. Okay, the suction created at the venturi will not be sufficient to draw the fuel for low speed operations when the carburetor is adjusted for high speed. That is a basic defect. If you adjust the carburetor for high speed, then you can't use that particular carburetor. That simple carburetor I am talking about, we cannot be used for the low speed operations. So to overcome this, then we will go for the advanced carburetor. Okay, now, so how to adjust the these problems, right? Now let us say the starting difficulty can be avoided by using ticklers and choke, because at the starting I require rich mixture. Only for starting I required rich mixture, and let us say I am going for moderate speeds, I required only lean mixture. So let us say my carburetor is adjusted for lean mixture, then it will work fine, but only I have the problem of starting. I have starting problem, right? So because during starting of the engine, any engine, it requires rich mixture, right? Suppose if I am able to supply the excess petrol only at the start of the engine, then my carburetor can be used for the normal operation, right? So that is to use that one, we are using ticklers and choke valve, right? What is mean by tickler, right? If you see what will happen, there will, it is a valve. Now tell me at this instant of time, uh, is the bob is in, sorry, no, the opening, sorry, the fuel from the pump, right? So maybe from the fuel tank or pump, the fuel is coming. Now will the petrol will enter into the float chamber at this instant of time?
No, sir.
No, right? Now what we are doing, if I press this tickler, if I press this one, it is spring operated, then what will happen? This bob will move downward direction. Agree? This bob will move downward direction, means usually this is the jet. Let us assume, sorry, it's not good. Okay, this is the jet, and this level will be at a difference of 1.5 mm, right? So whenever the level of the petrol in the tank reaches to this particular level, and the bob will be raised upward direction, and this needle will close the passage. And the moment you press the tickler, what will happen? This tickler will press against this bob, and this will open, and some more amount of petrol will be admitted into the flow chamber. Agree? Tell me, anyone?
Yes, sir.
Right, means if you press this tickler will press the bob downward direction, therefore again some amount of fuel will be admitted. Now at this instant of time, is the level of the petrol and this level of the jet, right? Now if you observe, the petrol is somewhat higher head compared to the opening of the jet. Agree? Means the level of the petrol is more compared to the opening of the jet. Therefore without any pressure difference, if you don't create much pressure difference, if you don't even create the pressure difference, automatically this excess petrol present inside this float chamber, whatever the excess petrol entered by pressing this tickler, will be entered into the carburetor. Thereby we are providing the rich mixture. Is it is okay? We are operating tickler only once before starting. If you want to start the engine, what you need to do, you need to press this tickler. If you press the tickler, what will happen? The excess petrol will be admitted into the float chamber, and that will be directly injected into the carburetor without creating any pressure difference. Thereby we are supplying the rich mixture. Please respond, anyone.
Yes,
Students?
sir.
Right. Now, operation, this is the choke, operation of choke, right? If now this is the choke is in on position. During this on position, it won't close completely. There will be partial opening will be there here and here. What will happen? We are restricting We are restricting the passage of the air. We are restricting the passage of the air. Again, the purpose of carburetor is to provide air fuel ratio, right? So mass of air by mass of fuel, right? So therefore, we are due to the restriction, what will happen? Less amount of air will be admitted, and to compensate the air fuel ratio, right? What will happen? And more amount of petrol will be admitted. Thereby, we are supplying the rich mixture. If you operate the choke, you will supply rich mixture to the engine. And one more is the adjustable area jet, right? Adjustable area jet. Now you can see this is the opening of the jet. This is the opening of the jet, and this is connected to the float chamber. Actually, this is the float chamber, right? And there is a adjusting screw. Suppose now you can see at this instant, if you, let us say, if you operate this screw and if this needle will go inside, what will happen? The annular area between the needle and this jet will be decreased. And if you move this adjusting screw away, what will happen? The annular area means the area between this is the opening and this is the needle, right? And these are the positions of the needle, let us say. Now at this point of time, now if the needle is inside, what will happen? This is the annular area. Only this is the annular area, very less. Suppose if the needle is outside, then this is the annular area. What will happen? If you move needle inside of the jet, the annular area between the jet as well as the needle is decreasing. Yes or no? It is okay? If you move forward, if you rotate forward direction, the annular area means we are providing restriction to the petrol. Therefore, what we are doing at the starting, we are operating this screw, thereby it is coming out. Therefore, there is more area available for the petrol to come out. Once the engine started, then we need to operate this screw to the required position, means so that this needle will go inside and less amount of fuel will be supplied. This is the adjustable area jet, right? And idling difficulty, right? So the idling difficulty because of rich mixture, right? So during idling, suction at the main nozzle is in, during idling condition, the suction at the main nozzle is insufficient. Suction is insufficient means the pressure difference is not that much sufficient. Okay, right? So therefore a separate supply circuit of fuel must be provided on the engine side of the throttle valve during the idling condition. Apart from the main jet, we need to use one more jet. That jet is called idling jet. Okay, this is done by providing some idling jet and an air bleed hole, so that the required quantity of air and fuel are drawn into the idle passage where they form an emulsion, and the volume of mixture and hence the idle speed are controlled by idle adjustment screw. Now you can see earlier we have only one jet. Now here we have idle hole, right? You can see idle jet is also there. Idle jet, right? Now this is towards the engine side, right? So what this idle jet, whenever the engine is in idle condition, it require rich mixture. Therefore the petrol from the float chamber, this is also from the float chamber, and from the float chamber the petrol will be admitted into the engine cylinder, thereby rich mixture is supplied. Again, you can adjust that one also. We can say beating adjustment, right? By operating this screw, we can adjust the beating arrangement. Okay, this is idle jet, right? And types of the carburetor, and depending on the choke area, carburetors are classified as open choke or constant choke, and variable choke or constant depression, right? Now, so two types of carburetors are there. First classification based on the choke area, and second classification based on the movement of air. Based on the movement of the air, the carburetor can be classified as updraft, horizontal, and downdraft carburetor. This is the based on the movement of the air. You can see in the first case, the air is moving upward direction. So this type of carburetors are called updraft carburetor. Suppose if the air is moving in the horizontal direction, irrespective of the fuel, only air passes I am talking. If the air is moving upward direction, we can call that as updraft carburetor. And if the air is moving in the horizontal direction, then that is a horizontal carburetor. And if the air is moving downward direction, then that is called down draft carburetor. Right now, if you see from here, the fuel is supplied. From here, the fuel is coming. Right now, if you observe updraft and downdraft, where the mixing is more, where the mixing of air fuel will be more, updraft or downdraft? Please answer.
Downdraft.
Downdraft, because both are moving in the opposite direction. Therefore, mixing will be more. Right now, here both are moving in one direction. The mixing is not that much as compared to the downdraft. Okay, and here constant choke carburetor. Here the main orifice known as the choke tube or venturi is fixed. Venturi is a fixed dimensions and metering is affected by varying the pressure drop axle. Okay, we'll see. Right. So these are the types of the constant choke carburetor: Zenith carburetor, Solex, Carter, and Stromberg carburetor. Right. So we will discuss only about Zenith carburetor. Okay, Zenith carburetor. Right. If you see, this is a Zenith carburetor, and left side this rectangle is called your float chamber. This is the float chamber, and right side, and this is your venturi passage. You can see this is the venturi cross section. And here we have three jets. Earlier for simple carburetor, we have only one jet, and that is this main jet. And apart from main jet, we have compensating jet as well as the starting jet. Right now, starting jet. Where the starting jet is placed? After the throttle valve. Observe carefully. The starting jet is placed after the throttle valve. Right. Again, from where the starting jet is taking the air petrol, the starting jet is taking petrol from some auxiliary valve, right? So we can say auxiliary reservoir, right now, intermediate reservoir. So this reservoir, from where it is taking? It is taking the petrol from the float chamber only. Here there will be orifice. Okay, here we have one orifice. Through this orifice, what is the orifice? Is it is also a discharge measuring device. Venturi meter, orifice meter, rotameter, elbow meter, right, and pitot tube. These are all discharge measuring devices. Okay, here through the orifice the fuel will be entered, right? So orifice is a restricted passage, therefore, right, less amount of fuel will be stored in the auxiliary valve. From the auxiliary valve, the fuel is supplied to the starting jet as well as the compensating jet, and from the float chamber directly the fuel is taking in from the float chamber, the fuel is entering into the main jet, and this is the fuel tank. Now, how the operation we'll see. This is about the construction. Total three jets we have. First is the main jet, one is the main jet, second one is the compensating jet, and third one is the starting jet. Okay, now we can see.
Sir,
Yeah,
sir, why we have two valves, throttle and choke?
throttle and choke, right?
Choke,
Eh,
two valves.
what is the purpose of choke? Tell me. I explained already. If you operate the choke, if the choke is on, there is restriction for the air. Less amount of air will be admitted. In order to balance the air fuel ratio, more amount of petrol will be admitted. More amount of petrol will be admitted. Therefore, rich mixture is admitted into the engine cylinder, and this is the purpose of choke. When it will be used during the starting of the engine, choke is used. And what about the throttle valve? Throttle valve is connected to your accelerator. If it is bike, it is connected to, yeah.
FI engine also have choke, sir.
Sorry,
FI, sir, FI. Fuel injected engines.
fuel injection engines. I don't think so, because the carburetor is eliminated in fuel injection. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
In
Yes,
fuel injection, we are eliminating the carburetor. When there is no carburetor, no choke at all. I think Apache RTR now FI injection came, right? Fuel injection.
Yes,
Even
sir. Yes.
right, all I think all six BS6 engines are FI engines only, maybe, I think so.
Yes,
even
sir.
Activa, Shane, these are all fuel injections, right? There is no use of
Yes.
choke. Again, if you see this BS6 engine or FI engine, during the starting, let us say initially the beating will be more. Anybody observed in fuel
No,
injection
sir, I
engine?
didn't.
Right, if you it is active or any bike, if anyone is having, you ask them, right? If you start the engine, immediately the engine will be run under high RPM for 1 minute or half minute. After that, it will come to the normal position, because during that time it will supply rich mixture. Even not only for that one,
Okay,
if you see cars, right? Nowadays all the cars are replaced by carburetor with FI, right? Now if you start the car, let us say take petrol engine, right? We are talking about air fuel. What will happen initially? If I observed in my car also, if you start the engine, immediately the RPM will go for 1.5 into 1000. Then if I wait for 1 minute or half minute, it will come to 0.8 RPM, 0.8 or 0.7. Anybody observed?
yes, sir. In cars, I have seen.
Yeah, in cars, in nowadays in FI engine, wherever FI fuel injection is there, you can observe, right? Because initially it takes rich mixture. That is the reason the RPM will be more than 1000. Then once the engine will be heated sufficiently, when the heat is dissipated uniformly, right? When the engines get sufficient heat, then the speed will be decreased. Engine speed RPM will be decreased to the normal value 0.7 or 0.8. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. Now you see, these are the bobs and this is the collar. Okay. So now you can see there is a hinge over here, right? Now whenever the fuel inside this float chamber is not up to the mark, let us say when the fuel is when the fuel is supplied to the engine, okay, and what will happen when the fuel level is not up to the mark, this bobs will move downward direction, right? These two bobs will move downward direction. When the level inside the float chamber is not up to the mark, then these two bobs will move downward direction. And these two bobs are hinge joint over here. When these two bobs are moved downward direction, then what happens to this spindle? This spindle will move upward direction, right? When the spindle move upward direction, then there is no restriction of the for the fuel. Therefore, fuel will be admitted. Once the required level reaches, automatically these bobs will move upward direction. When these two bobs move upward direction, then this spindle will move downward direction and this needle will close the passage of the petrol. That is the working of the bob and spindle. Clear? Please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Right, means whenever the level of the fuel falls, then these two bobs will move downward direction, and whenever these two bobs are moving downward direction, they will lift the spindle from the position, thereby the fuel will be admitted. Once the desired level reaches, automatically this bob will raises and they will push the spindle downward direction, thereby it will close the passage. Right now, okay, and from this float chamber only the fuel is supplied. This is about the construction. Now if you see, it is manufactured by the British. It is a British carburetor which is used by many popular companies. It is produced by company called Zenith Carburetor Company, and it in the year 1910. And in this carburetor there is no starting problem, and also this carburetor provides rich mixture during the high speed. That is due to the starting jet. Okay, so these are the main components of the Zenith carburetor, right? So the float chamber and main jet, compensating or auxiliary jet, starting jet, and reservoir or auxiliary chamber, intermediate reservoir, and choke and throttle valve. Okay, and in this carburetor the float chamber is connected to the venturi via main line. Okay, main jet we can say, and main function of float chamber is to take the fuel from the fuel tank, and this fuel chamber has two balls, two floats and a spindle, two balls and two floats and a spindle. There is a choke which when closed restrict the airflow to the carburetor. A throttle valve is a valve between the carburetor and the engine which opens when the fuel is needed by the engine. And fuel from the main line enters to form air fuel mixture through the main jet. Apart from the main jet, we have two jets over here. One is the compensating jet, right, which compensates when more fuel is needed by the engine under high speed, and this compensating jet gets the fuel from the auxiliary valve. And apart from compensating jet, it is also has a starting jet which aids the engine at the time of starting. It also gets the fuel from the reservoir or auxiliary valve. That is the construction, right? And coming to the working, at first, the fuel from the fuel tank enters into the float chamber through a passage, which is blocked by a spindle present in the float chamber when the fuel is not needed. When it reaches to the required level, automatically this spindle will close the passage. This spindle will move up and down to block and unblock the fuel supply to the float chamber. When the fuel supply to the fuel chamber or float chamber, okay, both are same. When the fuel supply to the fuel chamber decreases, the two floats come down, right, and two balls also come down with them, right? So floats are nothing but here, these two rectangles, these are the floats, and these two are the bobs, bob or ball. And as the balls on spindle are connected like a seesaw, so when the balls come down, the spindle comes up and fuel passes to the fuel chamber is unblocked, it is opened. On the other hand, when the fuel supply increases in the fuel chamber, the two floats come up and balls also come up. As the balls come up, the spindle comes down due to the connection between the balls and spindle, and when the spindle comes down, the passage is blocked and fuel supply stops. Now during the high speed operations, at high speed operation what happened, vehicle requires more amount of fuel, right? So that is the main problem with the normal simple carburetor, right? So let us say the carburetor is adjusted for normal speed, it cannot be used for high speed, right? So therefore, in order to use for high speed, what we are doing, if you are able to supply the excess amount of petrol that time, then our work is completed. Okay, so therefore at the high speed of the vehicle, the speed of the engine increases, hence producing higher suction. Due to the higher suction at Venturi, fuel supplied by the main jet and fuel is also supplied by the compensating jet. Okay, when the engine is operating high speeds due to the high suction, the fuel supplied by the main jet will not be sufficient. Therefore, the fuel is also supplied by the compensating jet. Okay, and the compensating jet gets the fuel from the auxiliary valve, but the compensating jet can supply fuel for only some time. If you see, it is very small and there is a restriction for that because the fuel stored in the reservoir is less and it will become empty at high speeds, right? That the reservoir takes certain time to store the fuel because there is an orifice between the reservoir and fuel chamber. Very less fuel is allowed to pass from the fuel chamber to the reservoir due to the orifice. Orifice is nothing but a small opening will be there like this. It is a disc, a small opening, and this opening will be sharp edged. Okay, if you take a side view, it is a disc of thickness, let us say 5 mm. Okay, and sharp edged hole means like this. One side the diameter is less and one side the diameter is more. Less diameter and more diameter, and this is the side view of the orifice, means from here the fuel is entered. Okay, so there will be a restriction for that, so that less amount of fuel will flow through that. So at high speed, fuel is paid from the main jet as well as the compensating jet for some time for higher speeds. And at the time of starting, time of starting, the throttle valve will be almost closed. Okay, because we don't operate the throttle nowadays. If you see over the engines, it is written, don't accelerate for starting. Don't accelerate. Just if you press the button, it will start. Okay. At the time of starting, the throttle valve is almost closed position. There is very little gap for the fuel to pass through the throttle valve at the time of starting. For starting, a rich mixture is needed by the engine. We know that. So the air from the air filter passes through the gap inside the throttle valve, and as the air passes through the gap, the velocity of the air increases and the pressure decreases on the upper side of the throttle valve, and thereby producing suction effect at the starting jet, which is placed at the top of the throttle valve. This starting jet also gets the fuel from the same reservoir from where the compensating jet receives. Then the fuel is sprayed by the starting jet and mixes with the air present above the throttle valve to form a rich mixture. The ratio of air to the fuel in this rich mixture is 11.1, right? So 11:1, but actually it will be 15.6:1. This is the chemically corrected air fuel ratio for SI engine, right? But if this value is decreasing, it will become rich mixture. This rich mixture reaches the engine and helps the engine to start. Okay, so that is about the working of your Zenith carburetor. Any doubt in working or construction or parts of the carburetor?
Sir, when we press the choke button, we accelerate.
Can you repeat, please? When
we press the choke button, we accelerate, sir.
Yes, it will accelerate. Why? You are asking, right?
No, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. If you press the choke button, what will happen? More amount of petrol will be admitted, less amount of air. Yes or no? Choke button means restricting the passage. Now we can say at this instant of time, choke is in on position. The choke is in on position. Otherwise, the choke should be vertical. The choke should be vertical. This is off condition. Now on condition means there is a small clearance. We can see there is a small clearance for the passage of the air. Okay, right. More amount of petrol. Right. If you burn rich mixture, and we are burning lean mixture and rich mixture, where we will get more amount of heat energy?
Rich mixture.
Obviously rich mixture, right? So this will produce more amount of pressure and temperature. It will produce more amount of pressure and temperature. Thereby the piston will be moved with great force compared to the lean mixture. That is the reason the speed will be more. It will be raised automatically. Means we cannot control. Yes or no? Because rich mixture we are supplying, we are not operating the throttle. That rich mixture is burning and it is expanding inside the cylinder.
But in some bikes and Activas, we throttle, no, sir, when we press the choke button.
If you operate the choke button, you need not to operate the throttle. Suppose if you throttle, what will happen? It will be accelerated more and more. And suppose let us say somebody operated choke, you don't know, right? So you start if you start the engine, it will start, no doubt about that. But the moment if you run, it will go for 200 meters or 300 or half kilometer. After that, the moment you release the accelerator button, it will stop. Anybody observed? You don't know that choke is in on position and you operating the vehicle. And after half kilometer, if you observe, if you release the accelerator, it will stop.
Yes, sir.
Right. What is the reason? Anyone tell me? Why the engine will be stopped though the choke is on?
It will take heavy load now, sir.
It will take heavy load. No. That may be, but the main reason is more amount of petrol will be supplied and the air we are supplying because the choke is on, right? When the choke is on, the air supplied will be very less. Therefore, the incoming air is not in a position to burn the petrol because the vaporization and atomization has to be taken place in order to burn the petrol. Therefore, the complete vaporization and atomization cannot be takes place. Only for small time it will be okay, but if you continue running with choke is on, the combustion will not be taking place. The burning is difficult. Burning of petrol is difficult without air. That is the reason. Means if you operate the throttle, it will work, no doubt, because due to the throttle, due to the pressure difference, air will be sucked. Thereby the combustion is taking place. Means the moment you release the throttle button, it will off. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. Any other doubts, please ask me. No doubts. Working of Zenith carburetor. Even figure is also very simple. If you draw once, it will be okay. Float chamber needs to be drawn.
Sir, there is no tickler there.
No? Tickler.
Tickler, sir.
Yeah, tickler will be used for only simple carburetor. Right? That is what is the purpose of tickler? Tickler purpose is to supply the fuel, means to supply rich mixture to the engine. Right? That is taken care by your starting jet. That is taken care by the starting jet.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's why there is no use of tickler here. The tickler is old technology. Even nowadays we are not using carburetors also now.
Sir, explain once the working of spindle and balls.
Spindle and right now. So let us say the main purpose is we need to maintain the level of the petrol inside the float chamber at constant level. Okay, right. Now whenever the level falls down, whenever the fuel level falls down, what will happen? These floats will move downward direction. Right? When these floats move downward direction, these bobs also will move downward direction. Right? Now if see these two bobs and this spindle are hinged, right? Whenever this bob will move down and this bob will move down. When these two bobs move downward direction, this spindle will be lifted upward direction. Therefore, this needle will move upward direction. Therefore, there is no restriction for the fuel. Therefore, directly the fuel will enter and it will reach up to the required level. Whenever the fuel level reaches to the required level, automatically these floats will rise. These floats will rise and these balls will also rise. Thereby, they will move the spindle in downward direction. When this spindle move downward direction, this needle will close this wall. This needle will close this wall. Thereby, it will stop the passage of the movement of the petrol into the float chamber.
Okay, sir, I got it.
Right. Any doubts?
Sir, nowadays we have kill switch in vehicles.
Sorry.
Switch off the engine. Kill switch.
Yes.
Is it connected to this carburetor?
No, it will connect it to spark plug. Means we are stopping the spark. If you stop the spark, what will happen? The combustion will not take place.
Yes, sir.
Right now, because earlier anyone may be having doubt that already we started combustion, that spark will be, because suction completed, compression, combustion, combustion, expansion, exhaust, then fresh spark is required. For every cycle we need to give fresh spark. That is taken care by the camshaft. Okay, right? So you are stopping the spark by operating the switch. We are cut off the spark. Any other doubts, please? Okay. Zenith carburetor, and we don't have syllabus in Solex carburetor also. Even normal simple carburetor is given, right? Suppose if he asked, he can ask up to Zenith carburetor. And this is the Solex carburetor. Okay, this is also constant area type only, not required for us. And next, second classification is constant depression. Okay, so constant depression, and the example is SU carburetor. The name is named after Skinner's Union. SU means Skinner's Union. For the brand of the carburetor, usually side draught. Nowadays we are using even down draught also. So these draughts based on the movement of the air. If the air is moving upward direction, that is upward draught. If the air is moving downward direction, this is also down draught. This is also not required for us. Okay. So with this, I'll stop today. And next class, I will discuss about fuel injections for diesel engines. Okay.